Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It was a good day for the Bulls, and I've got a daily chart for the Big Ten basket QQQ and the S&Ps. And the pop gets you back above your 200 SMA on each of them. Big Ten, QQQ, and the S&Ps. And if you change that to a weekly time frame, they are now back above their weekly 21, their weekly 50, for the Big Ten, QQQ, and the S&Ps. So yeah, based on the price action, based on the signals, based on the scoring system, if they can hold their ground on a good flush, I think in the short term it's a bull's market to lose. All right, so a couple of big levels here. Let's jump back to the regular view. There we go. All right, S&Ps, I'm watching that 57.50. All right, 57.50, your 200 SMA. And I think on a dip, on a flush, on your next 15-minute, 30-minute squeeze, if they can hold their ground above the 57.50, it makes for a good short-term long. Right now you got a little 5-minute squeeze action. Food for thought though. 1 hour QQQ, 1 hour S&Ps. Right now we're about 1.5% above the hourly 21, which means tomorrow later in the week, could have a pretty good flush. Again, if they can hold that 57.50, I think you're trying to buy that flush. So watch out level on the S&Ps, and the QQQ we're watching 490. 490 on the Q-tips. And again, you're about, on the QQQ, you're about 2.5% above the hourly 21. Tomorrow, later in the week, you get a gap down, decent flush. They can keep it above that 490. Wait for a 5-minute, 15-minute buy trigger, and you jump in and you buy it. So good day there for the Bulls. Big pops across the board. And a couple things you're watching here in the room. One would be Bitcoin and the Bitcoin futures and MicroStrategy. So for the Bitcoin futures here, if we check out the 3-day squeeze, I've got to be a fan for now. Right? All the compression, all the energy getting built up. Fresh white arrow, perfect score of 15. And that could get you into about 113, 115-ish. I think the bigger move here is going to be off the weekly. The big W. Good pattern here of they print a weekly squeeze and break it out. And they're pushing, pull back, they print another weekly squeeze. That one got the white arrow special. Beautiful breakout and the pullback, the chop. Brand new weekly squeeze with 13 points out of 15. We're not too far off here from getting that white arrow. The trend is bullish. The structure is bullish. We've got a little gasoline problem. If they can get the MACD bars back above 0, we should be in good shape here for a white arrow. And, not overnight, not in a straight line. But if they can turn that into a top shelf weekly squeeze, I think you're looking for a path eventually into, at that point, probably going to be a target around 120K. Like in the Bitcoin futures, and right now we're long some MicroStrategy. All right, 3-day squeeze here just fired. And then the weekly squeeze looking for a push here into 490, 500. All right, back in October, November, squeeze prints, white arrow, momentum shift, A plus weekly squeeze. That takes you from $1.50 into 450. You sit through a pullback, a couple of weeks of chop, brand new weekly squeeze prints, brand new white arrow. 490, 500 could be the target on that one. We've got the 490, 500 called debit spread for June. I like it up here at 400. I'm still going to like it down around 370, 360. Would buy more on a dip. But all right, you got Bitcoin, you got the MicroStrategy, and then for a few of these Big Ten names Big Ten name ideas. Big Ten, of course, is Broadcom, Netflix, Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta, Tesla, Google, Apple, Amazon, and TSM. And in that weighted basket, again, looking a lot better. Back above the weekly 21, 2-hour buy trigger, 1 hour, 30-minute. If they can keep the basket above 93 to 92, looking good in the short term. All right, so Netflix here. Believe it or not, Netflix is down on the session. We have a put wall around 1100 and our 21 EMA around 1085. So let's call it 1085. Here we go. Check the weekly chart. Perfect score of 15. We check the daily time frame. Perfect score of 15. With a perfect score of 15 off the daily, I want to buy it anywhere above that 1080, 1085-ish. Could be a dip buy, could be on a 15-minute squeeze, 30-minute squeeze. Right now, there's a 15-minute and a 4-hour. But on a 15-minute, I don't want a negative 13. I want a plus 15. Better structure, better trend. All of the bullish bells and whistles. And then checking the 4-hour squeeze here. If they could get that bad boy back above 1125-ish, pop it, get it back above the 4-hour 21. With patience, maybe a couple of days down the road, could shape up for a path into 1200. No trigger, no trade, so patience on the Netflix, and then jump into NVIDIA. You got your 200 SMA around 125. It'll be more of a QQQ thing. Should the QQQ remain strong throughout the rest of the week, I think a decent chance that they at least pop it into that 125. So if we go checking out some 125 calls here, for Friday they're going for about $1.40. Depending where things open tomorrow, you could even look at the next week's calls, May 23rd. They're going for about $2.50 and change. So we'll see where things gap up, or open up rather. Maybe a gap up. If I could catch it on a 5-minute, 15-minute squeeze signal, might pick me up a few of them 125 calls. And then good day here for Tesla. Tesla back into 318-ish. $300. If they can keep it above 300, I'm looking for a long. That could be a dip buy. That could be one of these 5-minute, 15-minute squeezes. Let's go take a peek, shall we? That 15-minute squeeze, not too shabby, actually. 13 out of 15, bull trend, bull structure. If the market opens up a little quiet tomorrow, that could make for a good buy there at some point early in the morning. Watching some Tesla, and then what else we got here on the Big Ten? I'm liking Netflix, I'm liking NVIDIA, I am liking Tesla, and then what about the Broadcom? The Broadcom. Yeah, buy it on a flush. But alright guys, let's go take a look here at the spreadsheet. So it's the move back above all those key levels. All right, QQQ, weekly 21, weekly 50, the daily 200s. It's a move back above the key levels and the progress here on the scores. That again has me thinking until things change, should be the bulls market to lose. All right, what do we got here? We have the indexes at 58% of their best possible score, which is pretty damn good. Room for improvement, but pretty damn good. The Big Ten basket at 51% of max strength, and the sectors at 42. Take all that, combine them, and collectively we are at 47% of max strength. Which isn't, wake up, blindfold yourself, and buy a call kind of market. But it's very, very far from wake up, blindfold yourself, and buy a put market. Room for progress, but until things change, bulls in control there. So that all looks pretty good, and then QQQ with 77 points out of 120. S&P's got 77, Dow Jones has 68, and then the Big Ten. Google, the only name with a negative score on the Big Ten. Broadcom, a very impressive 99. Microsoft 96, Meta 82, 77 for TSM, 77 for Tesla. Her Amazon getting better, NVIDIA getting better. Compared to a week or 2 weeks ago, decent drop-off here for Netflix, but again, I like it above that buy zone. Apple neutral and Google is sloppy but neutral. Your strongest sectors would be the industrials, the financials, the Bitcoin, communications, and here comes big tech. Big tech chugging down the road. 77 points, the Big Ten basket with 73, and the SMH with 69. The bad boys are XLV, Biotech. You got these rascals: KHC, UNH, Pepsi, Lilybell, J&J, Pfizer, BMY, Regeneron. There's a bit of a theme on the bad boys list. And then your strongest names would be TJ Maxx, GE, some Z-Scalers, some Smelly Melly, MA, Monster Beverage, Palantir, Visa, John Deere, JP Morgan, some Costco, BK, and a few more. So a few things I'm watching off of that watch list. Palantir here. The Pal and the Tier. A big push off the bottom, back test of the 21 EMA. Good hold of support. And now for tomorrow, you're looking at a 5-minute, 15-minute, and a 1-hour squeeze. And I would take them and wait for a white arrow. Let me check the 5 here, 5-minute Palantir. And then 15-minute Palantir. I like it. Good-looking daily chart, good-looking trend going. If they can get a little improvement on this 1-hour, 15-minute, 5-minute squeeze, maybe a 120 call for Friday. Could be in the works there. From Palantir, we can jump over to TJ Maxx, which I sold this one on Friday for about a 10% loss. And yeah, had I known the market was going to gap up today, probably would have held on and bought a little more. So I am TJ Maxx-less right now, but beautiful looking daily squeeze, beautiful on the 4-hour chart. And then a little bit more beauty here on the weekly chart with a white arrow special. If they can keep it through that 130, I think you're looking for a move into 134, 135-ish. TJ Maxx is pretty solid. From that, we can jump on to Monster Beverage. I had to give up the Monsters a couple of years ago. Daily 4-hour, 2-hour, 1-hour, and a 2-day squeeze. And we got the white arrow on the daily time frame. We got it on the 4-hour time frame. We have got it on the 2-day time frame. And not quite on the hourly just yet. But I think until things change here in the market, there might be a path up into 64, maybe 65, off the back of that good-looking nested squeeze. Costco has a good-looking, few different good-looking squeezes here. I fancy the 4-hour chart. Mark up the $1,000 level, make that your over/under. Above $1,000, I'm liking that 4-hour squeeze. 15 points, A+, the trend, the structure. The makings of a path into 1035, 1040. Mama, market willing. And then one more for you guys tonight will be Visa. A Visa here with a 2-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, and a 5-minute. From the ground up, 5-minute with a white arrow, 15-minute with a white arrow, 30-minute white arrow, and then the 2-hour time frame. No white arrow just yet. Room for improvement. But yeah, Visa's looking pretty sharp. TJ Maxx, you've got the Nvidias, Teslas, all the above. None more important, as always, than S&Ps and the QQQ. And yeah, I think pretty straightforward stuff. 490 QQQ, 5750 S&Ps on a flush, on a back test, on a gap down. If they can hold their ground and keep price above those two levels, it is their market to lose in the short term. But all right, y'all, have a great night. Thank you for watching. For those of you in my room, I'll be with you for the open, and I'll talk to y'all then. Adios.